Hello, everyone. This is Zio Taco Town, episode 6 with me and Pack a Punch here. Bring it live to you from, I guess, my house and Pack a Punch's house. So, my house. This is the Taco Town. This is our town. I hope everyone's having an awesome.
Your house, and your house.
Your house. Anyways, what's up?
Your house.
Counter
What's going on,
says,
everyone?
"Hey, the two beautiful boys. Hey, we try.
I'm beautiful. Oh
Beautiful.
my God.
It's so
I'm
beautiful.
beautiful.
So
I'm just
beautiful.
kidding. Let me not put my ugly face on.
Yeah. So, yeah, Pack Punch was a little quiet there because that was me, but he's good now. So he's whispering. No, it's good. What's up, hello, everyone? This is gonna be episode 6 where we're gonna talk about. We're gonna give an anime. Like, I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give Pack a Punch an anime. He's gonna say if it's overrated and underrated. He'll go first, and then I'll say if it's overrated or underrated. But we did give ourselves a third option if we think it's pure solid, because we don't know which animes we're gonna give to each other. So we might even have to give a fourth option, which is kind of pass if we haven't even watched the anime, because that might happen too. So I know we both watched a decent amount of anime, but there's still probably some that we haven't watched
There's
yet.
thousands of animes we have not watched. So.
Yes, yeah, there's a lot out there. But so yeah, we're just gonna have fun with it and chit chat.
And I'm drinking. I'm drinking
Yeah,
while doing
look at
this.
see,
so.
drinking.
Drinking.
But yeah, it should be fun. I think what we were talking about before, like how do you define overrated anime? And I think we pretty much agreed that what's popular, like what's something that's like ridiculously like popular, I guess, like when it came out, and is it really worth that hype? I would say would be like the best example.
When people say,
yeah,
this is the greatest show of all time.
then underrated's kind of easy to say, like this is a good show, but not many people know about it, So
Yeah. So let's have the battle.
yeah, so we're just gonna make a little game out of it. We're gonna say if it's overrated, underrated. So we're kind of unprepared because I don't know what he's gonna throw at me. He doesn't know what I'm gonna throw at him. So
things. I like throwing things like this. Yeah.
I'll say we probably won't go like crazy over detailed on anime. So there could be spoilers too if you guys even haven't watched anime, because we'll probably go a little bit of details. I wouldn't say like a ridiculous amount of details.
As soon as you hear the anime and then you don't like to hear it after the statement, we're gonna explain it, our reasoning. So if you don't like that part, just mute us until
you do that too.
I don't know. I don't know. No, am I gonna dance or I don't know. I didn't come with the
till Pack a Punch blows you kisses. Now you can't. If you guys in the podcast, I know you can't see, but we are streaming this, so that's why I do.
We live, baby, from the podcast.
You just hear our beautiful voices though on podcast. All right. But anyways, yeah, let's just have fun with this, and hopefully we don't offend anyone, because I know there might be some of your favorite anime that you truly, truly love, but. Like I said, you can like an overrated anime, because there's a lot of overrated animes that I like. But
it's true, but you guys gotta acknowledge that it's overrated.
Yeah, if we're truly thinking.
Or underrated.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
But anyways, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Me? So you want me to pick one for you?
Yeah, pick one.
Okay, pick one.
Ready.
Let's see. Let me throw something at you. I'm gonna throw just some random one. I'm gonna go with ReZero.
ReZero?
Yep.
Is it underrated? Say ReZero, underrated or overrated?
Yeah, you gotta tell me. What do you think?
No. You choose. You just give me a choice. Underrated or overrated, and then I'll be like beep boop beep boop beep boop beep. All right. I would say it is. I don't know. I think a ReZero is underrated a little bit.
Okay. Do you just give a reason why?
I think the reason is underrated is okay. I know a lot of the people in the community have seen it, but I think it hasn't gotten that shine. And you know what shine I'm talking about? The shine is like it's the greatest show of all time.
Yeah.
It is
Taking
it's
over the
real
internet.
life great. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of shine. Like it's Death Note great. Like I don't see it in that kind of light. And I'm not saying like in that light where it says that's why I say it's underrated.
Hmm.
It's a really good show and it twists and turns a whole bunch of things and it does a lot of things that not a normal show does. Where spoiler alert, where the main character doesn't go out with the girl he met up with the first time and then he thinks is pretty and things change and I just think that whole aspect and then coming back to life and then figuring out how he's coming back to life and doing all those things and events and trying to figure out the butterfly effect.
Yeah.
I love butterfly effects and I think the anime, yes, I had a lot of hype when it was coming out, but it's not one of those animes that have been constantly been like on any, like I'm not saying everybody's top 25 or 30, but it's just not up there with a lot of people. And I think it's really good. It's very underrated. That's why it's not in that shine that the sun behind me kind of thing, the light. It's not up there. So that's what I think, guys.
All right.
That's what I think.
That's good. So he thinks underrated.
I think it's underrated a little. Just
so-
a little bit. Just a little bit. Not a lot.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Just
Yeah.
a little bit.
I think it's almost getting to
I
that
would-
middle ground ish area.
Yeah, it's near the middle ground-ish, but
Now
to me, it's a little bit underrated.
for me for ReZero, I say I kind of agree with you. It is underrated because like when something big comes out, I guess like I go to a lot of anime conventions and a lot of people cosplay. Like
Yep.
when I watched ReZero, like not many people knew about it still. Like I felt like there was a little bit of a buzz, but not much of a buzz to it.
Yeah,
And
that's
now
the
I
thing.
feel like now this was like probably what last year time when it came out, so it wasn't like huge. It didn't have like a huge
like
huge
it didn't have a
popularity.
huge
It wasn't
following.
like taking
like,
over the internet. It wasn't like, oh my god, you gotta watch this. So
It just
I don't-
had its season and then it just flew dimmed away. Like
yeah,
that's it.
so yeah, so I totally agree with you. I don't think it's overrated or anything. So I definitely think it's underrated. I very much enjoyed it. I want a season 2. All right, please. But yeah, so like, and I don't know. It's a very shocking anime, I guess. A very I think I just have to say this that Herbs here is saying, why are you always eating on stream, Pack?
Bro, nigga, hungry. Fuck, nigga, fuck out of here, nigga. I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
So
Mama don't feed me no more. I don't get no more titty milk.
he's hungry. All right, he's hungry. He's got a Luffy and Goku appetite.
I know. I got 3 burritos waiting on me with no barbecue. I forgot the barbecue.
So,
Barbecue's in the fridge, but I'm not gonna stop.
but yeah.
But
Anyways, so what are you gonna throw at me?
What's
What's on your list here?
Let's see. This is tough, but I'm gonna choose. Is Digimon underrated or overrated?
Ooh. Is this the whole Digimon series? Like all of it? I've seen the first...
All right, let's just stick with season 1, season 2, and Digimon Try to keep
Okay.
it plain and simple, and the movies.
I'm gonna have to say underrated. I do like the reason why I say underrated is because it seemed like Pokemon was the one that was always above it. Even I think Digimon is a better anime series than the Pokemon series. Not talking about the games or anything, but at least the anime itself. Just because I feel like Digimon has a way better story than Pokemon. But because for me, the Pokemon like took over. It kind of like it overshadowed Digimon. So I definitely have to say it is underrated. Just because like the whole Pokemon, I have to say the Pokemon because Pokemon was a big part of it, like overshadowing. Like for me, like Digimon surprised me even for a kids show. I mean, they had some Digimon deaths in there, you know. A spoiler alert, but like what Wizardmon hashtag
Leomon,
Leomon,
Leomon.
like
It's like, no, it's like
it's
he does a whole bunch of iterations of Digimon. It's
yeah, like
hilarious.
it threw surprises and
And it gets dark.
yeah, so
Surprisingly
it does
dark.
get dark for a kid show. It does get dark and Digimon Try has been really good. I've only watched like the first 3-4 movies. I've actually really enjoying it. I like the whole time skip.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But yeah, very much enjoying that.
I think it's underrated. I agree.
What do you
Like I
think?
said, it's not. It does have a shine, but it's not as bright and shiny as Pokemon and well known. A lot of people don't catch up with many of the other iterations of the series, and a lot of people still don't know that Ty and the other original Digidestineds are actually having a new season. Actually, a new Digimon series is in the works. I think it's going to be a whole bunch of movies again, and it's going to be showing Ty and eventually, and when he's actually an adult this time. Um, Digimon's Digimon's just one of those animes. They're just like, damn, like things are getting crazy because I watched Frontier and I watched like a whole bunch of other seasons, and it just like yeah, they do the friendship thing, but I think what Digimon pushes forward is like you the trust between you and your partner and you and your friend. It sounds cheesy as hell, like, but like you and your friend makes you accomplish your dreams, because you help each other, you guys get better. Where Pokemon is like sometimes you lose that kind of message. It's just like, so let's catch them all, but like aren't you supposed to be old already? Or like what are you trying to catch? You're not trying to catch them all anymore. Like, so what are you doing? Yeah. So like I think the whole Pokemon series did overshadow Digimon. Well, and I believe Digimon is underrated.
Yeah.
No, I don't want it to be underrated though. I actually want it to be overrated. Oh well, and it's by a lot. It's by a lot.
Yeah.
This one. So what do you choose, Oldest? It's your turn. It's your turn.
My turn.
Oldest.
My turn. Um, let's give you. Let's give you Bleach. What do you think about Bleach?
Oh man. Is that underrated or overrated? Underrated or overrated? Okay. I think Bleach is underrated, and this is why. And on a certain the reason why I say it's underrated is because of this. Like, yes, everybody knows fillers suck. Generally, because they destroy the story, they destroy the tone of the series. You're lost. You don't know where characters are going, what are they doing, and they don't even tell you they're fillers, especially in Bleach, because they just hop from one arc to another, and you're like, what the hell? New episode, unless you actually read into these things. But the reason why is because Bleach is probably one of the very few animes fillers that are actually tolerable. Yes, the tone is deviated, and I hate when that happens because it destroys the animation quality. I mean, not the animation quality, but the storytelling of the show and the plot. But the fight on those fillers were surprisingly really well done. I didn't like Koga when he fought Byaka Kuchiki was really good. I did not expect a crazy like we get more what if fights. And we got what if fights of Kampachi versus Zaraki. I mean not Kampachi Zaraki versus Byaka Kuchiki. Byaka Kuchiki versus Toshiro of the Ice, and it's just interesting, like because they have several different arcs where they made clones of people, spoiler alert, and they fight against each other. So the clones of certain captain groups fighting against the others. So we get crazy fights. We get Ichigo versus a whole like Toshiro. You get a whole bunch of different scenario fights, and I like that a lot. Plot wise, I think what the very interesting thing about Bleach in the underrated sense is that they've been always hinting at the fact that yes, it did not finish as well as it should have. But one of the things that was really interesting was Ichigo and his relationship with his inner self, his Zanpakuto, and the hollow that's inside. And what's interesting is that we see a shift in these. Of course, the hollow is trying to take over, but we actually uncover why the hollow was taken over and what does Ichigo need to do in order to take his balance. And not only that, we actually figured out that what they've been actually hinting in fillers and what they've been hinting slowly is that I'm not trying to spoil it too much, that certain people in those roles are not who they seem to be. And it's very interesting in that sense. um Plot wise, is that was really interesting for me because it's just like, wow, he put a lot of time into this, like thinking, like putting little T hints, like, okay, he's an ability of this, but what is that guy doing? What role does he have to do? And I'm not trying to spoil it. That's why I'm not trying to say any names. But then we get the whole thing with Urihime. I think what's very interesting about Bleach is Kill Ichigo. Well, I think what's really great about like Bleach is that even though Ichigo was really, really a saving, oh, I'll save you, dude. What happens is like sometimes he feel despair, and that was interesting because it's not like parent death despair like Naruto, or you don't have your parents despair like like a lot of other animes, or you don't have a master or a master dies, but like he has the despair of like his friends are potentially going to die and he's trying to save them before they get too far away from his reach. And what he does is that, like everybody else would do, if you're a true friend, you would reach out to them and try to convince them to come back to you, and you save their life somehow or some way, which speaks out because it kind of speaks about a little bit of depression. Even though you're down in the dumps and you fallen so hard, you still have the opportunity to get back. And that's what happened with Ichigo when he lost his powers, because he couldn't help anybody. And then when he retrieved his powers, he actually could be a certain somebody again. So that, I think Bleach is a little bit underrated. It's almost fair, to be honest with you, but I think it's a little bit underrated. I think it was the overshadow was Naruto was so great, but I think the Bleach fights were just so amazing for their time. And man, Studio Period did a freaking amazing job with the animation and fights. But that's my opinion. What do you think, Aldrich? What do you think? Is it underrated or overrated?
I'm having a little bit of a tough time with this one. I almost want to go overrated a little bit. But because it's, I don't know, it's kind of fair and it's kind of overrated. The thing about Bleach is it's very big in over here in the West. Not very big in Japan.
It is.
I mean, it was, but it wasn't like, it's definitely huge over here. It's very popular over here. Still is. I still do want them to go back and finish the whole Bleach series so I can, finish this collection.
I have no answers for that. I would like it back.
Yeah,
I would like to see it. But
I'd like to see it all the way through.
But
the reason I say overrated, I mean, yeah, the fillers, the pacing. I will say Bleach has one of the best beginnings. First 50 episodes is probably by far one of the best for any long series. I'd probably put Bleach at number 1 for the first 50 episodes.
And the opening songs?
Woo! Yeah, the opening songs is really good. Yeah.
No, there was like no there was almost no poop endings. You know how hard it is for an anime to have like a different endings and all of them be good? That's really tough. Like,
so
that doesn't happen.
My problem with Bleach is, part of it is the fillers. The other part of it is there's no really surprise. I wouldn't say surprise, but like there's not really any deaths. All right, like there's a lot of times where I think some people should have been dead. I'm not gonna say who or whatever, but there are a lot of times I think like even just one death, but they just don't. And it's kind of a weird situation because Bleach they're technically in the Soul Society, so like they're kind of dead. You know what I mean? Like, but anyways, I just that was a big problem I had with it. Ichigo has a very, I wouldn't say very interesting as a main character. like his only plot is he's just doing it to save his friends. He doesn't have a I want to be the strongest, I want to be the best. Like Luffy, I want to be Pirate King. Goku, I want to be the
He's
strongest.
yeah.
Or Ichigo's just like, I want to do this
I'm
for
con-
my friends. You know,
I just content with saving somebody. That's
yeah.
it.
I mean, that's how he got thrown into it. Is like, oh, this girl, is fighting these things. I guess I'll come in and save her because she needs help. So that kind of thing. So yeah, I'd say it's a little bit overrated. I still enjoy it. Like you said, that the animation fights are awesome. That Grimjow, Jaggerjack, and Ichigo fight, I still love. I don't like what they did towards the ending arc. They throw a lot of just random filler that didn't need to be there at the wrong time.
You mean the
I'm talking about the weapon
the
one,
arc where
where
they were just like the what's it called, the little circle thing? Dang, I forgot what the name is.
I'm talking about the weapon one where the weapons come alive.
Yeah,
It's like
that
30
actually
episodes.
teased them. That actually teased the what certain people's bankais are.
Yeah, but it was just the wrong timing for it. Like they were in that big arc, and they're like right in the middle of it, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna throw this in here now." It's like what? Right now?
Because the ending of after Ichigo loses his abilities, it just ends right there.
Yeah.
Like in the manga, he literally loses his ability in like less than a week, and then that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, towards the end. And I'm just talking about the whole.
Yeah, they just prolonged it because they were just
final
like,
arc
hey,
of the anime, the true the big one of the anime series, not the manga series, but before Ichigo loses his powers in that. But that's just mine. I think it's a little bit overrated, so don't hate me. All right, I still enjoy it. I still own most of the series, so. But all right, that's our first difference there. Of our, was it your turn or my turn to pick one?
My turn.
No, it's your turn because I picked Bleach. So
my turn, my turn, my turn.
it's his turn.
Dun,
Right.
dun, 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 dun. Death Note.
Ooh, Death Note. Oh man, I think for Death Note, I might have to do. I think it's a solid anime. I don't think it's overrated, and I don't think it's underrated. I feel like it's in that middle ground. This would be my first middle ground one.
Why is it so perfect?
Why is it so perfect? Just for the genre of it, like it's like Death Note is such a. The thing that's really that got me intrigued by Death Note is the main character himself, like Light, a guy who gets his book that he can pretty much kill, anyone. I mean, you can use so much bad intentions for that, but the guy decides to actually use it for good intentions, and I love that whole concept of it. Let me see because I forgot some stuff. It's been a while since I watched it, but I love the character L. I love the whole detective thing in that, and I don't like the animation's really good. The opening song I do enjoy as well. But yeah, I don't know. Like for me, I just feel like it's been I didn't really have a problem with it. I'm trying to think if I had a problem with it. I don't think so. I mean, so that's why I don't know. I think it'd just be middle ground, So I mean, what do you think?
All right, middle ground.
Yeah, here middle ground too. I mean, it's Death Note.
There's things I didn't like sometimes, but like it was like that doesn't determine like it was under. I don't think it determined if it was
because it's pretty popular, but I don't feel like it's ridiculously popular.
I feel like after all the work it put in, it deserves its grade.
Yeah, like
That's
I
it.
don't. Yeah, I don't know.
And if you haven't watched it, you should watch it
Just don't watch the real life show
because it's great.
on the Netflix one. Don't do that. That's the only thing I would say. Just the anime. Stick to the anime. But yeah, that's my first middle ground one for you, and you too as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Your turn.
My turn. Let's go with One Piece. What do you think One Piece is at?
Hmm. Is One Piece overrated or underrated? I think it's underrated.
Think so?
No, in America it is, especially.
Yeah, America, yes.
Uh,
It's kind of the opposite effect of Bleach. Like Bleach is
yeah,
really big in the West, and then in Japan it's not. And One Piece is ridiculously huge in Japan.
I think it's underrated because this is my thing with One Piece. Yes, I understand how long it is. I understand you don't want to get into the long anime, but and a lot of episodes seem like filler. I'm let you know right now, a lot of them aren't. A lot of them are not filler.
Nope.
And the thing is, the foreshadowing of One Piece is very interesting because it's not Oda doesn't write like Kishimoto. Like Kishimoto will like put flashbacks in your face all the time. Like, Naruto, Sasuke, Chidori, Rasengan, yo, man, he's like, you was like, I lost my family to Itachi. Oh, I never had parents. You don't hear that all the time. You'll get flashbacks when they need it, but Oda's like, you get one shot, and let's see if you pay attention 300 chapters down the line or 300 episodes down the line. And then you got to some names you have to remember, like
God
Lambo.
tier.
You mean that whale actually pertains to the story of One Piece? Yes. The Doctor too. Really? Yes. You would have never thought. What about what Luffy beat up some guy who can eat weapons and he can shoot weapons out of his belly? Yeah, he pertains to the story again as well. He's a king and he's like it's crazy like how far like they plan. And I think it's underrated because a lot of people just say, oh, the just because it's long, it's not worth watching. It's
Yes, a
like
lot
how
of
many
people
of you
say
people
that.
been watching Walking Dead, man? That shit's straight trash. I'm just kidding. I'm not saying it's straight trash, but it's like, come on, man. Like
First
it's
couple seasons are
the
good.
development and story is not that good. And a lot of people like they don't see Luffy getting beat up. Like Luffy gets his ass kicked all the time. And it's just I think what you need to think about is not you running through 10 episodes a day. I think what a lot of people need to do when watching One
Just
Piece is
watch
pace
it.
themselves.
Yeah.
Like if you can watch 10 episodes and you like watching 10 episodes of anime, go ahead. But if you like watching 3, take it at a time. You'll eventually reach it.
I
And
binge
somehow
watched
when
that.
you hit an arc that you really love, you're gonna binge watch the balls out of it. And you'll be like, yo, this shit is amazing, bro. Cause that's how I was at Marineford. I was skipping class
Oh
every
hell
other
yeah, dude.
bro. I was like staying up to like 4 a.m. I was like Marineford. I don't want to sleep. And then they're like, Anthony, you're going to class? Because I used to be like, I didn't live on campus, but I used to like stay on campus. Like, okay, it's kind of like illegal, but you know what I'm saying? I didn't care. I did have my own place though. I just want to be with my amigos. Then I'll be watching One Piece all night and then fucking they're like, you going to class? I'm like, I'm gonna show an hour late. Or I'm not gonna go at
I got
all.
stuff
And
to do
that
today.
was me. And then Marineford, and then I saw, who somebody die, and I'm like, bro, how is he gonna deal with this?
Dude, that shit
The
hits,
fights
dude.
are yes, I understand the animation is kind of old. But it's 90s, man. It's 90s. Give us some slack. Come on. They didn't
Mhm.
have that many great artists at the time working on the show. Now they do, and they polished it really damn well. Doesn't look all so I say this, it's underrated for a lot of Westerners. You should definitely pace yourself watching the show. There's a reason why this is the number one selling manga for almost 2 decades. They sell way more manga than freaking Dragon Ball,
Yeah, it's
and
ridiculous.
it sells like hotcakes. Like I'm telling you right now. That's really all I gotta say. It's a great show. You should watch it. I think it's underrated based on plot. A lot of people just try to say, "Hey, there's no goals on her mind." Watch Zoro. Watch Zoro getting smacked by the best swordsman in the world. Not
Got
only
crapped
that, the
on
best swordsman in the world is not even trying.
with a pocket knife.
He's with a pocket knife, bro. with a pocket knife. Zoro stopped a blade that was like bigger than him from a from a pirate, and he beat him with one freaking sword. And then it's just crazy. Just get to the Arlong arc too. That's crazy too. It gets deep. It gets crazy. Families get killed. Like, it's really good. I think a lot of people just don't want to watch it because all this guy does is he's freaking Mr. Fantastic. No, he's not Mr. Fantastic. I thought the same thing, but it's not the case. It's not the case. And if you don't like Luffy, you'll love Zoro. And if you don't like Zoro and you love some tits, eventually Nami will get some tits. So you watch that. If you like
what about
liars,
Nico Robin? Where's
if
my
you like
girl?
liars and who talk shit, watch Usopp. All right,
That's Herb's favorite.
it's underrated. What do you think? What do you think, Olders? What do you think, man?
I'll say underrated for the West Side for us. Definitely hardcore underrated. For us. For Japan, I would say it's solid. So that's kind of where I'm for that. But I totally agree with you. I mean, to me, I think Oda is like god tier of foreshadowing skills. I mean, it is ridiculous how many times he's surprised us over and over and over and over again. Even like some of the stuff that's like, what was it like?
He foreshadows fillers too.
Yeah, the foreshadowing fillers.
Like
I'm trying to think of the one where wasn't the execution thing? Where like I mean, even like Luffy's execution too. Like at that town, like who was there at the time and stuff. And that was like 600 episodes ago. I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay, it's like crazy. And think about it, 600 episodes ago. That's like how many years of writing and drawing in manga. Like that's a long.
And you have to remember, like, and you're not throwing flashbacks every time you get a chance.
No,
you're literally just letting it ride. Yeah.
There's only one true filler, in my honest opinion, in One Piece, and that is the Foxy whole thing. I mean, it's kind of not filler, but it is. It's this one you should probably skip. That's the only one I would recommend. It's only about like 12 episodes. Yeah.
There was also when I don't know what it's called exactly, but it was like a dugong kind of thing, and it had like feet, and then freaking it could use hockey. But the funny thing is, this dugong you saw was from Alabasta arc.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's the whole Law and Luffy.
That was so funny to me. Yeah, and I enjoyed that filler.
It's kind of cool.
It wasn't long. It was just like quick 10 episodes, 8 episodes, and it was over.
Yeah,
or less. I think it was less.
I think it was like 4 episodes, to be honest.
Yeah, it was like 4 episodes, 3 episodes.
The only thing that the anime has done is they've done flashback episodes that is just totally recap. That's just part of the anime. There, they've done like where they recap like up till I think it's like around 300. I think it's around 300-ish. They recap the whole like previous 300 episodes. They did like 10 episodes of a whole recap. Pretty much. Yeah. That you can skip too. So there are a few things that you can skip that will make it go faster or whatever.
But sometimes you miss details from that.
I mean, imagine if you've been watching week by week and it's 300 some episodes. It's not a bad thing to watch. It's a quick version of catching up. But anyways, I mean, like I said, his foreshadowing skills is ridiculous. The world itself is so cool in One Piece. Just like the whole power rankings, like you can have like a whole like 1 through 10, 1 through 20 like power rankings, and it's changing. Like this person's getting higher than this person's getting stronger than this person, and it's just the world keeps changing and stuff. And like it's kind of cool when like when one of the like, for example, spoilers. All right, I don't want to get too much spoilers, but when Luffy and Doflamingo fought, and when Luffy beat Doflamingo was like the underground dude. Like he was keeping everyone in like check, kind of like a businessman. When he took him down, shit hit the fan because he ain't there anymore, and everyone's like, all up on, it's all mixed now. It's kind of crazy how like the world like changes because he had it all, the underground business going. So I don't know, it's just a lot of cool world building stuff that's there, and it's cool to see a lot of characters grow. Even not even part of the main crew grow, just other characters outside the crew that are really
like,
cool.
Shit, Law had his whole backstory almost told.
Yeah,
and we got more. more shit from him. We're still waiting on some more backstory on certain other. He had a backstory before Sanji. Think about this. He had a backstory before Sanji.
I know.
Sanji, who's been in the crew for like
700
700 episodes, man. It's like,
true.
come
We
on, man.
finally got a backstory from Sanji, but
I
it took
know,
700
like,
episodes.
Those 700 episodes, man.
So it's it's really cool what they do, like what he does, and man, it throws it throws those feels at you. I'm not gonna lie.
A lot of people's
Marineford-
a lot of people's backstories are not as horrible. Like,
yeah,
and I think what Oda, I loved what he did was he did this after he killed off a character. What he did was he made a whole backstory after that of Luffy remembering him and all their memories, and that made you feel. Because the thing is, you didn't know, like, yes, you know a little bit of something,
yeah,
but you didn't know everything he was. You didn't know as much, and then you didn't understand the relationship. So after everything was said and done, he introduced that backstory, and then it was just like, damn, really? He did all that, and they made all that promises and all that stuff. So that freaking sucks, man. And you see why Luffy's,
Dude,
was crying.
it was pure like
that.
30 episodes of depression there.
It was like
it was bad.
And then his homeboy was like, "Yo, cheer up, bro, or else I'll beat your ass." And then they fought for a little bit, and then his homeboy was like, "You could do it, man. Get back on your feet. Someone's still waiting for you. Your friends, your family, your crew members, they are waiting for you to come back to them."
Yeah.
And Luffy got back on his knees. I just loved how that was presented. Usually it's presented in a different, like, oh, you have a backstory while the things are happening, but this was in reverse. Like, hey, we introduced the backstory after the character that he had a relationship died.
Yeah.
Which was epic. I like that.
Yeah, very.
A lot of people don't do that.
Yeah. Well, we could talk One Piece probably all episode, but we'll have to.
Yeah. We'll let you go.
There's so
we'll let
much,
you go.
so.
It's underrated. There you go. That's
Yeah.
the answer.
Just watch it, all right? I know it's like 800, 900 episodes, but it's totally
Pace
worth it.
yourself.
It has feels, laughter, everything. It has everything, all right?
Pace yourself.
Yeah. So, all right, it's your turn now.
Hitman Reborn.
Oh, man, I haven't watched that in ages. I don't know if I can give a true...
You want me to choose a different one?
Yeah, I'll have to pass on that one because I have not watched it in a long time, like a ridiculously
long time.
Probably like over 10 years.
All right, Dragon Ball Super.
Oh, just Super, not just the whole Dragon Ball series.
Go ahead, fuck it. Whole
the
Dragon Ball series.
Oh man,
Even Broly, even though you haven't seen Broly. I'm just kidding. Okay, you can put.
Okay, you're probably gonna hate me for this, even though I really do like Dragon Ball. I think it's overrated. I do.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. The only reason why I say it is a good anime. I still really enjoy it, but my biggest thing about Dragon Ball Z is pretty much the story itself. It's not. It's pretty, like, they have a certain formula and it just sticks with it. I mean, pretty much the whole thing. I still enjoy it because it's still badass fighting and stuff like that. But that's pretty much what it is. It's pretty much it's Goku. It's like what is it called in the fighting games? Like, you just have to keep, like, it's like an endless fighting. Like, who's next? You know, like, it's Goku and then pretty much who's next. I mean, the other guys are there, but let's be honest, Goku pretty much gets the final blow. Pretty much, you know, like the final fight at least when it comes down to him. But yeah, I mean, that's my biggest thing. It's hard because there's no, like, really true threat in Dragon Ball. There really isn't. Like, the only thing that could be a true threat in the whole Dragon Ball universe is if they kill all of Piccolo's race and got rid of all the Dragon Balls and everything. That would be the true threat because then no one can come back.
Lies.
Well, maybe. There's probably another way, but what is it?
Super Dragon Balls.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like they kill, like, everyone that can make. What did they make? I thought that was
Super
made
Dragon
by.
Balls.
Oh, I'm trying to remember, what was that made out of? Was that Piccolo's race? I thought that was another race, or no?
It is I think it is. We don't know for sure.
No, but anyways,
Most likely it is, but still,
that's my big big problem with Dragon Ball is the whole main. I still love the characters. The characters are great and everything. The
You
fighting's
just
great.
want more meaningful deaths.
Yeah, like, because like we've gotten to the point. Like, let's be honest, Krillin. How many times has Krillin died? How many times?
He hasn't died as much as you think he has died. He only died
like 2 or 3 times.
He died against King Piccolo. He died against Frieza.
And then he died.
And he died against Kid Buu. That's it.
Yeah, so he died.
That's all the times he died.
But I'm saying, like, it's like, okay, he's dead, but there's no emotion now. There's no emotion.
It's more of a meme. The first and second time he died was very emotional.
Yeah. Well,
because the first time he died,
I was like, oh shit, like.
A lot of people don't even remember the first time he died.
Yeah, I mean, not like,
because the memes. Because he died from tambourine.
Yeah.
After Goku and Krillin were eating, and Krillin went to go pee. A lot of people don't even remember that scene. I remember that shit like no tomorrow.
That's just my problem. Like the emotion kind of goes away. Like they build up a sad moment, but I'm like, just get the Dragon Balls. You know, now it only takes like 2 seconds to get the Dragon Balls. You know, Goku can get it and like, poof, like, here, Ball, here's the Dragon Ball radar. Go get him. They, boop, 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 got him. You know, okay, then let's resurrect this person. I mean, you know, Frieza, for example. Like, I'll go get him real quick. Or no, he didn't get raised by the Dragon Ball. He had to use the, which I guess you don't need the Dragon Balls really if you have what's her face, who's the witch lady on the ball, the crystal ball. What's her name?
Baba,
yeah. That brought back Frieza, so never mind. So you don't need the Dragon Balls sometimes. Because, anyways, though, that's just my big problem with it. Like I said, it's still cool to see Goku go stronger and go beyond, and that it's really cool. It's just the same formula. I don't like that there's no real threat in the anime. Even with the final tournament, like I'm like, there's no way. The only way that would kind of surprise me if somehow Jiren won and then Jiren just had the same wish that Trunks was gonna, do. So like that kind of, or not Trunks, 17 or whatever. So I just, when the end of that arc, I knew kind of how it was gonna end, but because there's no way they're gonna be gone. Like, let's be honest. So I still really enjoyed the arc. It still was badass and stuff, and really cool. But yeah, that's just my opinion, man. I think it's a little overrated. All right, I still love it. I still own all those seasons behind me. I haven't started on Dragon Ball Super yet. I'm gonna buy it. I just haven't yet. So I do like Super better than GT. So DBZ is still my favorite though, overall. And probably Frieza arc. If we had to choose an arc, Frieza arc's probably my favorite arc. So, what do you think, Pack-a-Punch?
What I think in general,
or no. Like, what do you think? Overrated, underrated? What are you going? Because it is super popular. That's like in America. Like I feel like DBZ is the #1 anime in America. Like fan wise, I feel like population wise, it's
it was the gate. It's the gateway for actually anime for Westerners to come here. Like you know what I'm saying. Like a lot of people seen Dragon Ball Z and like it was amazing, and then that was like their gateway anime. But I think I think it's even bigger in the case of this. Dragon Ball Z created a lot of tropes that helped Shonen became Shonen to what everything was. Everything even became color design freaking worthy. Like Naruto's freaking design, like colors are fucking Goku's. Like it's just crazy. And a lot of characters, I'm not saying personalities are based on Goku's. It's just a lot of things are drawn from that series. And it does not it does get rid of the meaningful deaths at some moments.
Well, I can say I think this.
What?
Oh, if you don't mind, real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay, if it's okay, Pack-a-Punch.
No,
you're good, man. DBZ got me into anime for sure, definitely as a kid. But when I wanted to branch out, like I realized how much like other anime I thought was better than DBZ. You know what I mean? Because I've ran into a lot of like people. I'm like, oh, have you ever watched anime? And they'd be like, yeah, I watched DBZ. And then I'll ask them, well, have you watched anything else? No, I just watched DBZ. And I'm like, oh, okay. Or they'll be like, I don't watch anime, but I've watched DBZ. I'm like, well, that's anime. Like I get there's a lot of DBZ fans and like just pure DBZ fans, nothing else. Like there's just a lot, and that's why I think it's the number one in America because just there's a lot of people like. But anyways, go back to Pack Punch. Sorry.
Like, no, you're good. Like I was trying to say was that was because at that time, if you remember correctly, it was basically like this, like anime was more along the sense of and this is like it's like, oh, you fight, you save the day, you get the girl, call it a day. End of story. Do that next. You fight another villain. This that it was more like that at that time, and Dragon Ball's like the authors has every author has different styles, how they want to pull things, and yes, other stories are better, but and yeah, I say it's overrated. Oh, I say it's overrated. I don't think it's fair. I think more people will try to say Dragon Ball is some crazy super depth anime, but I don't think it is. I think what it does perfectly though is that it's a simple anime
Yeah.
that engages from start to finish. And that's where I want, but what I was saying was like that time that's how animes was. So a lot of animes that weren't serious or story trope or story trope, like, oh, we're gonna watch very crazy interesting stories of things. Like I think that I'm not saying that didn't come along way later. I think now it's popularized to the point that you have to have that in the story. I think that's what they're even doing with Dragon Ball Super in the movie Broly, because what's the point of, even if you're gonna stick to the same tropes, why would you try to add more character depth and understanding on certain characters like Broly, who was already introduced in his original film, even though it's a different version of Broly, and then reintroducing Bardock and making him even more interesting, not just an Avenger who likes to fight and kill people, but who is actually a father, and how is he going to get rid of his son and stuff like that. And then now they this is just reasons, like now they try to implement more symbolism and meaning between the relationship between Goku and Vegeta and Broly, because they're all born on the same day. So it's just very interesting to that demeanor that they would like to do. I still say it's overrated. It's not the most depth anime, but I think when now they're doing is they're trying to make it more to for the times, because the times have changed. What, like, adults over here wasn't watching really anime, to be honest with you. A lot of adults weren't. Kids were, and that Dragon Ball did help all those other animes that we see today create and pave the way for us to see. Because without Dragon Ball, a lot of, not saying we wouldn't watch it. I'm just saying, like, a lot of other animes would have never been even
Oh yeah,
would
man.
have even came into the US.
Godfather
That's
anime.
that's my thing. Yeah, like, I'm not saying, the thing is, I'm like, yes, I understand the nostalgia factor. I think, but we have to look at it in the reflect in a different aspect like this. Remember, televisions have to air this stuff. Yeah, and and then they had to believe in one other product or the product that came out before that for it to be popularized. So Dragon Ball was a hit for a lot of people, and not only in Japan, but like Spanish countries and all. And it literally became a worldwide phenomenon, and that's why certain anime started becoming distributed to different countries. Because if not, it would have just stayed. All those other animes would have just stayed, and they would have just left things as that is.
Then anime was born. I was kidding.
I'm not saying
No, I know what you're saying.
no. It's just like, yeah, like, it's just it's like you can't have, because the thing is, these authors, they've read Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball when they were freaking 10, bro, like 10, 15 years old. Not only that, they reread the story, they met Akira Toriyama. Not only that, some of them are actually almost Akira Toriyama's age, and they were reading it while they were trying to get into the industry,
Yeah.
and when they were in college and try to work on their craft and their story development. They took some P's and Q's from it, and they love the Dragon Ball series from it. It's just certain things like it's like you can't really hate the opening of Dragon Ball because of, and I'm going off topic. You can't really hate the opening of Dragon Ball and not respect what it did for everything else. It's like Crunchyroll in the sense, like, yeah, Crunchyroll does have a service and all that, but it introduces a lot of people to anime and one of the very few legal sites to do it. So you're supporting anime in a sense, in that retrospective that you're watching it, and then they're trying to get anime licensed and simultub dub and all that stuff here, and that wouldn't happen without the platform that Dragon Ball or Crunchyroll or that those things make. So at the end of the day, it's overrated. Reason why it's overrated, it's not crazy story development, but the exception is for that is because there wasn't really that many crazy story developing animes at that time. There were some. I'm not going to say there weren't none, because there was Gundam, but there wasn't a lot.
If we were like late 90s, early 2000s, we'd probably say it's a solid anime.
Yeah, it's a solid anime.
Time,
it's just Yeah, and I'm it's like at the time you got to think about it.
But now there's so much
changed
out there.
There's so much different ways of looking at things. It's not all about a simple formula that makes people want to watch certain things. It's just now it's like it's the world has changed. The world has expanded. So now it's about understanding different cultures and views and certain things like that. And some animes didn't write that kind of thing back in the past. Some did, some didn't, and that's how it is. It's overrated. Love Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z was pretty dope. Dragon Ball Super, some part, first half was kind of weak. Yeah. The last half was pretty good.
Yeah,
that's basically how it is.
Yeah,
that's it. Now it's your turn, Oldish.
My turn.
This may look like the last one though.
Maybe
depending on how we answer.
All right. Let's go with Soul Eater.
Soul Eater. And I'm only saying this because I've read the manga and I know what the fuck happens. I'm saying it's overrated.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, animation art, story is really compelling. But the conclusion just grinds my goddamn gears. Like, Lord, like, why would you pull this friendship card at the fucking end? Like, I understand friendship matters and everything. This is a strong, and then and that's the thing about Soul Eater that really was mad. They tease so much and then they just let things go. Then the manga, it ended much differently where, well, you guys are probably not gonna read it, but she gains the ability of controlling demonic powers, and then she actually defeats the villain like an OG way, not like, oh, I punch you and all that. Then there's a whole secret villain in the background who's pulling some strings, and you don't know who he is, and he's pulling some strings, and there's more fights, there's more. That's the only reason I say it's underrated. Like, that's the only reason. It's kind of the plot. I mean, that's why I say it's overrated, because the plot. Because I've read something much better, and I wish they would have just followed that route, because it would have been so much better. But everything up until that point was great. Like fighting, the Chrono. I love Chrono. He was so sad, and then she wanted to help him out, and then like the animation was amazing. The style of fighting. It's just that I read something better, and that's why I say it's overrated, because the manga's way better. It's just they added more villains, they added more depth into certain characters, secret villain, and then she had a legit power and not beat them with the power of friendship. Sorry, guys, but it's overrated.
What about Soul Eater not?
All right, go ahead, Oldish.
Have you ever watched Soul Eater not?
Yeah, I have. Oh, yeah, I have. But
Anything about
it's
it?
pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I
I
like
don't
it.
know. Is this guy curious?
It's just alright. You know, it's just like the. It's just that taste at the end was just like, come on. The and the thing is, it's like I don't hate that friendship card. The only reason I don't like it is because it's used to defeat the villain without any reasoning. I understand the reasoning is this: you got stronger in the middle of your fight, and and then you carried the power of all your friends in your fist or your sword or whatever you freaking have, because you have the ability to absorb energy or magic or whatever for that crazy amount of time, or someone gave you energy and then you use it. But it wasn't even like that. That's the thing, and that's what I didn't like.
I gotcha. I gotcha. I have not read the manga. I actually own some of the manga. I just haven't read it yet because I've
You
heard from
should
a
read it.
lot of people that the manga is a lot better. It goes a different
So
route.
much better. So much
But
better.
I enjoyed the series, man. I don't know. I still enjoy. I mean, that opening song. Damn.
Yes, it is amazing. The ending song, Abadango School, man.
The
They
characters are
killed
great.
the ending song, opening two.
The only
I
thing I
love
got
openings.
tired with was Excalibur a little bit by his third episode. I was like, all right, enough
Yeah,
Excalibur.
he was like our super loud Naruto. Like you guys think like Asta was loud, man. This guy was talking shit every
Phew.
minute of the way. Oh my god, I'm Excalibur. I'm the best. And then you just see him get mollywops freaking by swordsman,
Yeah.
even though he didn't die or anything. He could have died, but he spared him. So
I did.
regardless of that, I'm fine with him sparing him. It's just
For
the ending got.
me, I'd probably say underrated. I feel like popularity wise, I don't think it's super popular. I say it's somewhat popular. Um, so I don't know. I'd say a little bit underrated. It's definitely past its time now because it's kind of old now. It's what is it, mid 2000s I think, or something like that
Yeah,
when it came out. So it's definitely there's still fans out there and stuff like that. But I'd say it's a little bit underrated. Now I'm not. I didn't read the manga, so if you probably read the manga, you're probably gonna say what Pack Punch said, that it goes with. But without me not even knowing, yeah, the ending, how they won the last fight there, yeah, I agree with you. But like, I don't know, like the overall journey and Death himself, I really enjoyed. Um, I mean, all the characters, Death Kid, Black Star, Monica, and Soul. I think Soul is my favorite character. I love the environment. I love the art, the Halloween like theme, pretty much. Um, the only thing they kind of got away from like the whole eating souls and stuff like that. They didn't really.
yeah.
They did that at the beginning, and then it kind of just went away. Um, and I got into like more serious stuff. But I don't know. I enjoyed it a lot. It had a few surprises, and I don't know, like the craziness, like Corona and stuff like that. His whole crazy eye look and whatever.
Crazy
Yeah.
lines. Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Like even Stein. Stein is an awesome character. I think he's really cool. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I enjoyed the music, enjoyed the fights, enjoyed the animation. I agree with though with the ending. The only thing I think the biggest reason why I say a little bit underrated is just I still think it's definitely worth watching. I just don't feel like it's super popular, so I think I'm gonna go underrated. I think yeah. So,
Yeah, could be.
do you want? Let's sneak one more in there. We got a little bit of time. Just one more because we started a little bit later. So what do you need to give
So
me Pack Punch to end it?
let me choose. Let me choose. Let me choose. Let me choose. I had it in my head, and where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? I would choose. I would choose Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, right or under?
Hello?
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I'm thinking. Hmm. I'm gonna say underrated. I feel like Yu Yu Hakusho got overshadowed again, well, by DBZ for sure. Um,
I think it was fair.
you think so?
That's me.
You think so? I don't know, cause like
I
DBZ,
mean, I
I for
mean,
sure
like
watched DBZ.
from what I hear and everyone I introduced it to, it was freaking dope. But then But then again, I don't know a lot of people who haven't watched it.
You haven't watched
So
it?
that's just my thing.
You don't. Well, obviously, you don't see it too much around anymore. I mean, there's a
I
lot of
see
people
that.
that have seen it, I guess, but I don't know. I just feel like I like for my wife instance, she just started watching it. Well, she finished it now, but she didn't know about it, or there's a lot of people that have like, oh, have you watched Yu Yu Hakusho? And they haven't, like at anime conventions. It's not. To me, I just don't feel like it's super popular. It's kind of almost like the Soul Eater in a way, but I mean, it is. I don't know. That's so tough. Because at its time, I'm trying to think at its time, when it was going, and
It was like did bomb diggity.
I mean, I was a kid at the time, but a kid at the time, I was totally in the DBZ. Did that play on Toonami?
Yeah, it did.
I don't remember it for some reason, so maybe this is my bad.
I'm not sure, but because I sometimes I miss the episodes, but I
Yeah.
think some episodes were just cut off and went to Adult Swim sometimes, but I didn't catch some of it until I finished a couple of years later after that.
Yeah,
I got the whole story.
Yeah, I don't know. I say it underrated. I enjoy. I don't know. I really.
When is the last time you've watched it?
When I bought it, which was probably 3-4 years ago, I think. The last time I watched it, when I bought. It was on sale, like on Right Stuff. All right, Right Stuff. If you ever want to sponsor us, that's what I bought it. They had a really good sale on it, and I bought the whole collection. So, and then I sat down and I watched it all the way through, and yeah, I very much enjoyed it. All the characters. I like the opening song. Don't listen to my wife; she does not like the opening song, but I like the opening song. All right.
Your life is one of a kind because everybody loves the opening song.
I understand why she kind of does like, but it's that old. I don't know. It's the old '90s music, so I thought it was great, but it's not amazing. But it's I still enjoy it.
No,
it's catchy. It's catchy.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. But yeah, not throwing my wife under the bus.
And I introduced this anime to somebody who've never watched Yu Yu Hakusho or Hunter x Hunter. And he was like, I love this shit.
Yeah.
And I got him an autograph of Hiei.
Did you show Herbs?
No, it was no. Herbs can't watch a long anime other than One Piece.
That's all.
Even if you're watching this shit, you fucking can't watch a long anime.
Just so you know, if you're
just so you know, like you just can't. It's like, nigga, you haven't even finished Beyblade. Fuck out of here, nigga. All right, that's enough attacking somebody.
I haven't watched Beyblade, so I'm sorry.
Beyblade is really good.
Anyways,
really
though, I'm gonna say it's underrated. I enjoy it. I just don't think. To me, I just don't think there's a lot of people that still have not seen it.
So it's a good thing. It's underrated and it's fair. That's a good thing.
That's just my opinion. But what do you think? We'll end it with.
I think it's fair. I think it was fair.
Oh, fair.
Everyone I heard said it was amazing. No complaints whatsoever.
Except for maybe the manga, though, right?
Herbs can't watch long anime other than Hunter x Hunter and
or throwing them under the bus.
One Piece. Not throw him under the bus. He's like Ghostbusters. I'm like, he's not a Ghostbuster, bro. Ghostbusters are good guys.
That sounds like something.
Yusuke is an asshole. Yusuke is like a genuine asshole, but he's an asshole who saves people, even if he doesn't want to save them. That's a funny thing between him and Ichigo, because Ichigo's like, I'll save you, I'll save everybody. Yusuke is like, God damn it, I gotta save these goddamn people. All right, I gotta do this. Let me get my freaking watch and pants and all that stuff, and let me get outside to save the world. He's like he does it in a way like that's like a lazy kind of human. He's like, all right. Oh, but if my girlfriend's dying, I'm fucking putting hands. I'm ready to fight. All my friends. So I can beat his ass. You can't beat my friend's ass. Only I can beat him up. And it's kind of funny because that's how a lot of people relationships are.
Okay, you say it's fair then. I was gonna ask you, do you think Inuyasha or Yu Yu Hakusho which one was more popular? Just a really quick question before we end this.
Yeah,
I'm just curious. Which one do you think was more popular? I
I
totally think Yu Yu
Inuyasha's
Hakusho
probably
is
more
better.
popular.
I'm just kind of curious which one's more
But
popular.
I think Inuyasha is more popular, but a lot of people haven't even finished Inuyasha, so
It's
blah.
true. Because we didn't
A
get
lot
the
of people haven't
final.
finished it because you guys haven't even seen the final arc, the final
Finally
act,
got it. Yeah.
and the final arc. You
Finally
guys
got it,
haven't
just
even
took
seen
a long
it,
time.
so I know a lot of people haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who haven't seen the ending. I have because I read it. I read it when it was coming out. I'll never forget.
Never forget.
It was so good.
Was it true to the manga or no?
But then again, it was kind of repetitive.
Was it
Still
true
great,
to the
though.
manga for the ending?
Huh?
Was it true, like to the
Is
manga?
it-
Did
Yeah,
it
it's
follow the
true.
manga? Okay, I was just kind of curious.
Yeah, it is true.
Okay,
The final act, because the thing is, everybody remembers watching it, but then where the original anime cut it off was I remember the scene like nothing. Basically, now they put the Shikon jewel inside the Tensaiga, and then freaking as Inuyasha was holding the sword, he his demon powers were activating, and his eyes were turning red, and then he couldn't control himself for a little bit, and they had to get out of this monster's belly, and then Kagome held him, and she was in acid as she was holding him, and he was like, "Oh my god." I've controlled myself now because you purified me a little bit. And he fucking blew open the fucking monster's hole and they escaped, and that was the end of the original series.
okay.
Until the
I was
final
just kind of
act came
curious
later on.
because I never read the manga. But anyways, we do have to end the show right now. So that this is episode 6. I hope you enjoy. I'm Oldish22. That is Pack Punch over there. If you want to follow me on either on Twitter or Instagram, I do have a Snapchat. I'm still trying to figure out Snapchat. All right, I'm old. But it's all Oldish22 except for Twitter is Oldish with 3 2s. If you want to DM me, talk about anime, whatever, got questions, or even if you want to be on this podcast or show, please tell me. We will probably start doing that as well. But anyways, I'm gonna start streaming after this. We're doing our spooky games, so yeah, spooky. So you get to see me scream. All right.
What's your next game? You're gonna play Outlast?
I think we're gonna do Friday the 13th for a little bit.
Friday the 13th.
But anyway, we gotta finish Resident Evil 7. That's the goal tonight.
Play.
That's the goal tonight. And
all right, good luck.
So
are you gonna play the DLC? You gonna play the DLC?
No, I do not have the
Resident Evil?
DLC. I don't have the DLC, so I'm just gonna go straight through. But I'm enjoying it. But anyways, I'm Oldish22. If you guys want to follow me, check it out. Please rate the podcast. Or subscribe on YouTube. This is going on YouTube as well.
YouTube.
But anyways, I'm gonna give it to Pack Punch here.
Besides me drinking some liquor, guys, well, thank you for watching on Taco Town. I really appreciate it. Check out Oldish's channel because he creates some great content in his Twitch. He been playing games. And guys, also, by the way, if y'all don't know, he actually does. He makes you can pick any of his games you could play. I forgot what day. What day is it on? Saturdays.
Yeah, tomorrow. Community
What
night.
is it? What is it called?
Crew night.
Crew night. You basically choose a game out of his library and then you forcibly make him play it. So that's a good thing. I love doing that because you know what I'm saying. Who doesn't like picking a game for somebody they hate playing? Because you know it's torture. I enjoy. But besides that, guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. My name is Pack Punch TV. Pack Punch. You can watch my YouTube channel. I got some anime 411 news on your favorite animes. I'm coming out with some new content. I'm trying to, do reviews too, but take a little time. It's not that easy. Appreciate it. I got IG Pack Punch TV, Twitter Pack Punch TV. Just hit me up if you have any questions and follow your brother, man. Black Power, man. Black Power.
Subscribe to him. Subscribe to him.
And,
all right.
And green.
I just hit that red button.
I like red buttons. I like red buttons.
Hit him.
not the one that Trump got. Not the one that could shoot nukes all over the place. I mean the good red buttons.
Anyways,
not the bad ones.
All right. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your Friday night. See you guys later.
Awesome
remember, rate the podcast. All right, rate it.
Better rate it.
Favorite. All right, spread it out. Share it all over the world. Internet.
I like the world.
Talk about us.
The world loves me
because we love you guys, and hopefully you love us. Spread it. All right, spread the love. All right, adios.
All right, guys.